Hi, my name is Agnese Lāce, and I'm the Minister of Culture of the Republic of Latvia. And I'm sending birthday greetings to MPG from Riga. I first became acquainted with MPG when I was still a student, studying migration and integration policies, and there was a lot of information on best practices, on very practical examples of inclusion policies, integration policies that were very useful for me, even as an undergrad student, but then also going forward. And after I returned to Latvia after my studies abroad, I started working for Providus, which is a think tank based here in Riga, as a senior researcher on migration and integration policies. And I was involved in several projects in partnership with MPG, and I'll name two, I think, most relevant ones. The first one was MIPEX, the Migrant Integration Policy Index, and the other one was NIEM, National Integration Evaluation Mechanism. The first one looking at migrant integration policies in general, and the second looking at integration policies of refugees and beneficiaries of international protection. And I've also worked on some other topics dealing with, for example, political participation of migrants, but also others. And Providus has been a long-standing partner of MPG throughout years and still is. And I think that these projects that I've mentioned, MIPEX, NIEM, and others, because they're based on a very clear methodology, clear comparative principles that allow seeing each European member state in perspective in relation to others, but also in relation to integration policy standards set by the European Union and also international legal frameworks. Those are the ones that are most beneficial also for policymakers, because they allow seeing what works, what doesn't, which areas still need improvement and which don't. Also here in Latvia, in policy guidelines that deal with integration, and Ministry of Culture here in Latvia actually works with those, they refer to MIPEX as something that helps assessing whether our integration policy has been successful, because the range and whether we are faring better or worse allows us to see maybe the more problematic areas and the ones where we are doing a good job. So I think that it is exactly these types of projects with clear methodology, with high research standards, and with clear policy recommendations that even in times that when migration and integration are polarizing topics in the society, that are helpful to policymakers to see what we can do better and what needs to be improved. So MPG's mission in building a more inclusive society across the European Union, building better policies on topics on migration and integration, this mission is as relevant as ever. So on this 30th anniversary of MPG, I wish you further success and that your voice is heard across the European Union as loud as ever.